Hello and welcome back to another Minecraft Let's Play video by me, FoxyNoTail, here on the truly Bedrock survival server. And last night, I did a live stream, and in that live stream, we designed and built yet another little house to our area here. Another reasonably sized one. It's a little bit close to that one, I'm not going to lie. That window's looking that way a bit. I wish I'd built it a couple of blocks over, but I didn't. That's where it is, and that's where it's staying. And now we're getting to the point where we really need to start thinking about the plans for the rest of this area, because that little section is just about done, albeit another little house down there. But we've got this whole other section back here and that section there that we really need to consider planning out now. And yeah, it's not going to be easy to do that from in the game. You might also notice the roofs have changed a little bit. And although I said in the last episode we shouldn't be hiding the full block mini blocks in places because we'll lose them, these ones, actually this one I'm looking at here, that's a mini block hiding a lantern. Jessie B was kind enough to come over and give me some plank mini blocks, which is absolutely amazing. So now we can have these roof things and hide the lanterns that are on top of the roofs inside those, which is great. Now, let's nip over to Photoshop and make some plans. Before we do that, however, we do need to come to a creative copy of this world and take some screenshots, otherwise we're not going to have anything to draw on. So what I'm going to do is fly up as high as I can and take a screenshot of the areas that we're going to be working with, perhaps in that direction because we can see it a little bit better. That should be just about fine. Yes, maybe more. Okay, so we've got our screenshot and we've got our Photoshop, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to extend this road, because that road is going to go all the way through that wall there, and it's actually going to go across here and onto that side. Now, we probably want to make that so it comes across there instead, and then maybe do a little bit of jiggery-pokery in here so that these two bits line up. So if we grab that there like that, and then shift that across, then we're going to have the road slightly angled there. That's absolutely fine. We could make that look a little bit more road-like as well by changing the colour so it fits in a little bit better. And at the top up here, we're actually going to have a jousting arena. So I'm going to get my red pen and I'm going to make a big circle like that, and I'm going to just write some text in there. Now that's actually going to be an archery range as well, and what we'd probably have in there would be some stables. Now, people in my live stream commented that we could have stables down here, but I think we're going to have different things down there. So let's grab our pen again and let's make an area on here. I guess the stables would probably want to be not too far from the bridge, so let's just put another circle there and we'll have that as the stables. I don't think this area would be gated, but there would probably be another little building down here as you passed through. I don't know what that would be. Maybe that could be some sort of mill or water mill, or just like a turret with a flag on top, you know? One of those sorts of things, if you get what I mean. Like a thing with like the windows in and a little door at the bottom, for just like a lookout post, I guess. I've no idea what that's called, but that will go there. In fact, I'm going to draw one of those on there so I remember that. There we go, and that road would probably just bring itself through there up to the jousting arena there. So that's all good. We've got that area sorted out. Now we need to concentrate on this area, and the thing that I'm most bothered about at the moment is here. Here we're going to have, well, in fact, we can do that now, but we're going to have more walls and castle stuff this way. So this time, what we could actually do is we could copy and paste some actual wall in here. That might not be a bad idea. And at this point here, we're going to have a gate. And that's going to lead into the castle area, which I still haven't actually got any plans for, but I imagine sort of a series of large boxes that make up a big old castle with towers and turrets and all sorts of that good stuff, and probably areas around that courtyards and things like that look nice, maybe a little fountain there and a pond and stuff like that, but we're going to worry about the castle later on. But while we're talking about the castle's also going to have a back door. It's going to have a gate, and it's going to have another bridge going through that area there as like an escape route. For instance, let's say something went wrong and the armies were approaching via the north and the south. They need an escape route from the back of the castle to get out of there. So we'll have an escape route that way as well, but we won't worry about that yet. The bit we're concentrating on right now is the bit we've left till last, which is going to be these bits over here. So we're going to have another house there. That's nice and simple, and that's that little farmer's area pretty much done. We could probably fill that area in with a bit of wheat, or we could maybe even put a mill there. In fact, that's a good idea. Let's put a mill there. And I was tying with the idea of this area here having another entrance and a bridge going across there, but what I think I'm going to do is just have a cart full of stuff down there. So if I just do a little circle down there and write cart in it. Very good. And that's that area completely done. Now, the weary travellers that pass through this place are going to need somewhere to have a nice rest and a drink. So what I think we're going to have along this road here, particularly probably at the back here, is a tavern, or like an inn where people can come and rest and spend the night. We could probably also do with some sort of little shop building down here. Now, I say little shop, well, probably wants to be a reasonable size there. So let's just pop in a square there, and we're going to put shop in there. Do you know what? Actually, instead of that, I think in front of that, next to that, we should have a lot of different shops all next to each other, sort of overhanging the path. I think that'll look quite good. Almost like the York Shambles. Let me show you a picture of that. That sort of thing there, where you've got them all tightly packed together and with the little overhang sticking over the road. So I think something like that would go down there. Which, if we pushed this castle wall back a little bit, like that, we could actually mirror on the other side as well and have it looking really, really like a little thoroughfare there. I think that could look quite nice. And then we've probably got room back here for some sort of garrison, or maybe, I don't know, a little pond or another market area. I'm not sure what to do at the back here now. I feel like we need something there so that fills that space there. And then this area here, I think we'll just have as fields, just like a big wheat field back there. And pop a fountain in at the front as you come in, so it looks half decent as you're walking through. And up the back here, we'll probably just decorate that with some barrels and just odds and ends like hay bales and bits and bobs like that down there, I think. So that is pretty much the plan. I think that's a good plan. We know where we're heading now, and the first thing I want to do is build this tavern. Which today doesn't actually take me to DeviantArt.com. It brings me to a very old world of mine that I built a very, very long time ago that some of my most dedicated fans may recognize. Yeah, this is my Foxy's Choice world, which was recently hosted on a Java Playtime server as a little bit of old memorabilia, but now it serves no purpose. So I've converted it to Bedrock Edition, and I already have a couple of builds here that I think are going to come in useful, namely this one. This is my pub, my tavern, the Whistling Goose, which granted needs a lot of updating and improving. This was built in Minecraft Java Edition, I believe 1.7 or 1.8. So there was hardly anything at all. We barely just had stained glass at the time. So we didn't have all of the fancy blocks we've got now. And if we go into the Whistling Goose, you can see we've got tables and chairs using the old piston methods. We're using redstone lamps for lighting because they gave off a nicer vibe than a normal torch. We've got, a nice little till area here and some different drinks that you can buy from there. And if we go upstairs, there are actually rooms in this place where you could stay as a guest. Now, obviously, this I built. One of the first things I ever built in Minecraft was this tavern in my very, very first world. And then it got brought over to this world, and I've never actually used it in any video. So I think it's about time this thing saw the light of day. And if we go up here, I actually had a maze. The idea of this quest world was that there were different portals around the quest world that you could find, and it would take you to different areas. So if we look behind there, look, there's a nether portal. I never did anything with that. Anyway, we need to, let's just bash our way out of the side of that house. It's absolutely fine. So yeah, we're going to make a more modern version of the Whistling Goose in today's video, I believe. Wow, okay. I've got a lot to process here. Back on Truly Bedrock, the first thing I think I should do is probably extend this road that goes through so that it actually gives us somewhere where we're going to be building. And I run into a problem straight away in that we swerved it a little bit on the design so that it would meet up with this point here. But if we actually do that from here to there, then our gate which is going to look like that, is going to be right where that curve is there, or where that angle is there, and that's going to be very difficult to build. So what I think is what I'm going to do is just bring it straight into this bit here, and then when we make the bridge on the other side, we'll just have to do that at a bit of an angle. That'll be fine. Angled bridges will be easier than angled gates. So yeah, we're just going to go in a straight line, assuming that our gate will actually match up at that side over there. Oh, this could be tricky. Let's dig a line and find out. And from the side of the path, we need 1, 2, 3, 4 in order for it to meet up with the wall. And yeah, we've got plenty of space. So I'm going to dig that out. We're just going to go in a nice straight line. Easy peasy. How hard could it be? And there we go. We now have a road that goes all the way to the other end, which gives us a nice divide between this area. And now we can concentrate on putting our tavern over here. Mapping this out, it's going to take up a lot more room than I thought, so I've actually twisted it round a little bit. Originally, on the plan, we had the path coming along in front of it, and this was going to be the front. What I've actually done is put the front on here, which makes more sense, to be honest with you, because the front would be off the road, and the little kitchen area at the back will now be over here instead of here. And the reason for that is if the kitchen was here, then all of this would be another few blocks over this way, which is really going to eat into this area as well, which I don't want to do. So this is fine. Now I guess I've got to start building it. Jeez. Well, we're by no means complete, but so far I've gone from this to this. So a completely different look. Same dimensions and everything, but we've removed the wool from the bottom layer and we've gone for something that fits in with our theme a little bit more. We've gone for the little bit of the overhang around the building with the cobblestone, and this one's also using stone brick to match the walls. Now, I mentioned in a live stream that the area behind the castle is going to be obviously rich. That's all going to be made from stone brick, but the area the other side of the castle wall is supposed to be poor. We've got these medieval houses that are poor, which is why they're made of cobblestone and not stone brick. Now, this tavern is going to have a bit of a mix of both because obviously this is where the poor folk from the medieval farm are going to be spending all of their hard-earned emeralds. So yeah, this place has got a little bit of wealth, which is why it can be so sizable and why it's got the stone brick. So that's the bottom layer pretty much done. Inside, I've put the lattices in for the beams. Obviously, a big building like this is going to need a lot of support. And I put in some stone brick columns for those, but I don't know whether we'll remove those because that might get in the way of our decoration inside. This area at the back is going to be where the kitchen is, and I've got the doorways in place as well, which is great. Now we need to actually start putting even more spruce logs into this thing. I've already used millions of them in order to make the top section. Right, I better get on with it. More spruce required. I've run out of spruce. Oh, jeez. Since I last recorded a clip, things have moved on quite significantly with this build, and that's because I've just been building. I've just got into a little bit of a groove, and I've been building, and I'm really enjoying it actually. You can see it looks a lot different from the original. The roof, instead of being peaked on all sides, is just peaked at the two ends, and we've used a mixture of oak logs, like we've got on those other builds there, and the spruce slabs in order to make that roof work, and I think it's just about right. I didn't want it to go up too high, and I think we've got that roof pretty much smack on. Now, what I've also done is I've been messing around with the inside. As you can see here, I did have bone blocks for the ceiling, but the half slabs of the cut sandstone slabs work a lot better. That gives us a little bit of definition there with those beams, which I've actually raised down an entire block. And for this back wall, I've used a variation of stripped spruce and stripped oak logs in order to create those patterns. And I know it looks horrible, but bearing in mind this is a medieval tavern, it would have probably been quite smoky. There would have been limited on materials to basically wood variants and stone variants. There really wouldn't have been all that much they would have had to build with. So coming upstairs is a bit of a disaster at the moment, because when I had the bone block floor in, all of these rooms were level with the bone block floor, but because I moved everything downstairs down a block, that means we can now get a floor in up here, which is great, but all my rooms are floating, and all of the rooms have got this horrible same design, but the dinginess and I love it. I think it looks great. So what I might do is bung a load of torches up here to stop it being so dark and things spawning, or I might just make it spawn proof so that things don't spawn up here and keep this dinginess. I really like it. But as you can see, I don't have any stairs yet going up or down, so we kind of need to do staircases and floors upstairs and floors downstairs as well. Now, because of this new roof design, we've actually got a substantial amount of space up here that we could do something with. I think I am going to have more windows showing at either end, but I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do with this room yet. It's subject to, requirement, I guess. But for now, I'm just going to continue building, and hopefully it will come along just as nicely as it has been. And after yet another live stream, even more work has been done. We spent a full 2 hours on this place. And yeah, it doesn't look any different on the outside. But on the inside, we are now fully decorated on the ground floor, all bar the kitchen and the toilet. So this area in here, believe it or not, took 2 hours. And we had a good time coming up with all sorts of ideas. We have got some new table and chair designs. We've gone for some booths around the edges like this, which I really like. And I like that they're divided with these fences as well. We've gone for some andesite rather than stone brick there, just to add a little bit of difference in there. And we've got some hanging lanterns on chains coming down from the roof, keeping all of this nice and bright. Coming over to this area here, we've got our Who is Barred from this tavern. And of course, Mr. Beardstone and Mr. Onion are both barred. Gone for the piston chairs, bringing back the old-fashioned piston chairs for the area around the bar. And this bar itself took a lot of basically to-ing and fro-ing, changing materials to finally come up with what I think looks absolutely fantastic. Now, you might notice the beams internally have changed and moved around slightly in order for them not to mess around with this bar, because we didn't want it to get in the way of that. So that's all been changed and shifted. I think it looks great how it is, and we've got a little lectern here. Imagine when you go to your restaurant with your mum and dad and you go to here and it says please wait to be seated, and the waiter or the waitress is there and they will greet you in and take you to the table. But also this book contains the menu for the Whistling Goose. So we've got for the mains, onion soup, baked potato with suspicious meat, big roast chicken, shepherd's pie, grilled lizard bread, Dragonhead surprise and creepy pasta. For the vegan-friendly option is an apple. For the dessert menu, we've got golden carrot cake, chocolate frogs, the lie, stolen ice cream, beetroot mousse, cheese board, sweet berry crumble, and a meal deal is 2 courses for your life. Now, pretty much all of those are completely and utterly suggested by the live stream chat. And they also suggested we have these signs around the place, which I really like. No chest plate, no boost, no service. No, not responsible for stolen horses parked outside. Don't drink and fly. And then the beers or the drinks that we can drink in this tavern, this establishment we've got here as well. Special level 99 brew, noob juice, sour creeper ale, zombie tonic, and golden apple cider are all available for drinking here. And that brings me onto this bar, which I think looks great. I really, really love the look of this bar. So we've gone for a stone floor in here. I would imagine in a tavern, all of the cellar stuff and the area where the people work is going to be just basically the stone's going to have worn down. The wood will be kept for the guests to make that nice. And we've got a till here. We've got a jug or a cup on the side there. Got a couple of barrels, obviously, for the alcohol. We've got some cake because obviously this place serves food as well. We've got a little mini block there and some bookshelves because they kind of make it look a little bit busy, like there's a lot going on behind the bar. You can almost imagine those bookshelves are actually drinks cabinets and they've got drinks and things like that in there. Now, the kitchen area is just full of my storage at the minute. We've done absolutely nothing in here whatsoever. But overall, I'm really, really over the moon with how this has come out. I think it looks fantastic. It's probably one of the best interiors I've ever done. I just think it feels right. It feels so much like you're actually arriving at one of these taverns. Now, we've got some stairs going to upstairs, but upstairs hasn't changed at all apart from the addition of a few lanterns. The rooms are still exactly the same as they were, completely bare. They all need decorating. Oh, and look, this room needs stripping still. But yeah, I'm not going to be doing that right now because I've got other things to be doing. But unfortunately, I've run out of time in making this video. I actually need to put this video live today and I've got no more time to record. So it's going to be a bit shorter and we're not going to get things finished. But hopefully everything will be finished by the next one for you. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed this bit of a different video with the planning and stuff like that. If you have, please do let me know in the comments. And also, while you're at it, please do leave a like and consider subscribing if you haven't already, so you never miss a FoxyNoTail upload in the future. Anyway, thank you all very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!